Okay, you see what happened to those trees?
Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. This week we're at Fort Toulouse over right outside Wetumpka, Alabama, and we come in here to ride the e-bikes, but when we got here we see they having a French and Indian encampment here, so we're going to check that out, show you around a little bit and what they're doing around this place. It's pretty cool, so y'all come go along with us, and here we go. Alright, here's one of the setups with some of the period clothing and the tent. Maybe they won't mind if I film inside of it. Oh, pretty cool. French encampment. That lantern. Yeah, for a minute there, I thought it was at Motel 6 because they left the light on. All right, this is some of the period clothing that they wore. Did a good job.
So I've got some green unroasted coffee beans right here. This is how everybody in the 18th century was getting their coffee. It was not coming pre-roasted. So you'd go buy this at the store, at the trading post, and then roast it yourself. You can just pour it in a skillet, put it over a fire, keep stirring it until it gets roasted to your desired strength. And then these will keep for several months if you don't grind them up, so you can make a big batch all at once. But then you'll just put them in a little grinder like this, grind it up, and you get your nice ground coffee. Now this does start losing its flavor pretty soon after you grind it, so you'd want to use this fresh. Sure, yeah, it smells really good.
Oh, yes.
So you would take this, pour it in a kettle, bring it up to a boil for a few minutes, and then you got your coffee. So today we call that cowboy coffee, just pouring it in, but that was just what they did. So.
Did you make it have a flavor, or it comes straight from the roasting?
It just comes from the roasting. The stronger you roast it, the stronger the flavor would be.
Is it a particular kind of pan that you roasted in?
Anything really, just iron pan really. I'm sure back then, just like today, depending on where you get your coffee, it's gonna give you some different flavors, but I doubt they were as particular about it as we are today.
So is that bacon and apples? What are you doing?
Yeah, we cooked some bacon earlier. I fried some apples, fried up some eggs.
Okay.
That was my breakfast.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, here's an example of some of the stoneware that the French used here. Some of the plates. This one must have had a little money. They got a chandelier. Hey, how y'all? Y'all cooking lunch?
No, they're actually doing laundry. This is how you do laundry.
Okay.
And dyeing. They're dyeing wool, yarn.
Okay.
So they're dyeing.
Yes. So this is dirty rags laundry, and then back there is a walnut dye and a madder root dye. And we did the same dyes yesterday, and this is the product.
It's just to bring in
Nice brown color, and this reddish orange comes from the madder.
Well, that's pretty cool.
in the center there is the beeswax for the candles.
Like for
Susan's got that.
the candle.
Yeah, we can't seem to.
I'm not paying
We're,
attention.
yeah, if we paid a little bit more attention to it, it's been neglected because we got the other things going on. But
Okay. All right. Well, thank y'all very much.
Thank you for coming out.
This is inside the fort. See a cannon. We'll show you some of the folks that's in here. Hopefully get to talk to some.
Yeah, this is the one that we got years ago. I got dressed in one. It's a little bit
Walk in here and take a look at one of the rooms here.
Yeah, I went in there just the other week before
All right, here where they're baking bread.
somewhere. How do I know you? Where do you work?
Of course, Tammy's got her 20 questions going. That's the oven that they bake it in.
Yeah, this is our direct fired clay oven. It's heating by building a fire directly inside of the baking chamber. Once that baking chamber that's made out of sticky gray clay and sand has absorbed enough heat from the fire, we then remove all of that fire out, brush out the ashes, blow out the rest of them, and we use our peel here, this big oar looking thing, and lay the loaves of dough directly on the floor of the oven. We've got two small ones in this basket here. This is actually a rye flour loaf, which could have been available. And being at the end of the frontier, if what they sent you was rye, that's what you had to use. They often also had to eat a lot of the cornbread from the Indians because they didn't have wheat. They ran out. What they tried to bring here to grow, didn't grow.
Series of figure-8 knots, and it turns it into cord. Okay, and so we use the cord for things like this. People might tie something on their belt or whatever, and you can. It's something I can do out here and talk to people at the same time, and it is period correct. We used to have vendors that would have the lucettes out there, and the yarn I believe I got from one of the people that's here today, Susan Wallace. Usually linen thread because that's period appropriate. Tried hemp, it was too knotted and it wouldn't slide. I've done cotton. I had some nice white cotton or linen one time, and it made nice, heavy, dark, pretty white cord. But most of my cord is like this. Just kind of a natural color. And but it holds up. I've been using the same cord on this pair of jumps for more than 20 years, probably closer to 30 years.
Can you demonstrate? Do you want to sit and demonstrate?
No, I can stand and demonstrate.
Can we hold that part for you? Or?
No, I'm just going to unwind a little bit. So, there we go.
Okay.
All right, so I do it facing me this way so the tail is going out that way. And the neat thing is I can make it as long as I want because you can cut it and it won't unravel.
Oh my.
Because it's just knots. Now technically I don't do it the way you're supposed to. Technically it's one of those things that you're supposed to twist the lucette each time and then move it. But I don't do that.
Can you call that a lucette?
Lucette.
Lucette.
L-U-C. And I have a much smaller one. And I have one that I've had a long, long time. And I've used it so much that I've actually worn grooves in it.
Oh, goodness.
All right, we're making a little butter now.
Yeah.
She's just stirring up the cream.
Yeah, that's how I start up the cream. See, do you wash the butter after you make
Yes.
it? Yes.
We start with cream. I'll talk while they work. We start with cream. Now, there's evidence that they had cattle and cows out here, but we obviously don't. So we start with cream, and what it does is it separates the butter fat from the milk, and you end up with usually pretty sweet buttermilk and butter, and it will turn yellow naturally, but you have to rinse it off several times to get all the milk off of it, or at least as much of the milk as you can, because the milk will make it go bad.
Oh, okay.
And then the only preservative we use is a little bit of salt. It makes almost amount of butter.
And this is a finished butter product here.
And you want to get this squashed so your water's clear.
Yeah. So you pour off the buttermilk once you get the butter in it.
Old Ron Shepherd was back.
All right, here we got
Oh
a
man, and then
spinning
that's when
wool.
Joe broke his toe, and we called him Larkiel
Yeah, broken toe Joe.
And we got him up. We put him up in one of them barracks that night because we went down and talked to the Indians, and the Indians says, "Hell, we're not affiliated with these groups. We're going to stay." So,
Hide the modern stuff. There you go. And we have to look mean. That's right. Yeah.
Je m'appelle Yvette. Nous vivions dans une petite ferme près de la ville. Mon père était allé travailler à la ville. Il était un médecin. Il n'en parlait pas souvent. Ma mère s'occupait de la maison et de ma grand-mère. Elle m'avait appris cuisine et à lave et ma grand-mère m'avait appris coudre et à fil. Je m'avais occupé de la plupart des travaux de la ferme. Ma chanson était trop petite pour faire quelque chose, mais elle aimait les vaches. Elle s'appelait Laurelie. Mon père et ma grand-mère tombaient malades la première. Mon père a dit que la variole. Les deux sont morts. Ma mère suivit peu après. Aurélie et moi, nous ne sommes pas tombés malades. Nous sommes allés au couvent. Le sceau de ma mère.
We're just going to pass on this one for a while yet. We're just talking about that.
I turned it and now I'm washing it.
Well, go 3 times and then 50 I use that.
Give it to her à droite. Reposez la fusée.
Stretching my face.
Repose.
No, I always wanted to get some of that bread, but y'all don't let us get it.
Yeah, food service people are very good at except for
Tell me you turned it.
I did.
That's a nice size.
Okay, you see what happened to those trees?
All right, folks, that's going to wrap up this video here at Fort Toulouse at the French and Indian Encampment. So, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you hadn't subscribed to the channel, we greatly appreciate you if you consider doing that, because we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So, if you can help us out, we'd appreciate that. And as we're planning our next new adventure, we always say, why not go to a French and Indian encampment? Check it out.